I'm not gonna play. I just want to get it fixed. I don't.
Just a number. It makes it look like I did something right.
I don't know the fuck they think they playing with. I don't play no motherfucking games. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. I'll fuck you up. I don't play no motherfucking games. Okay, let's go. Watch out, guys. Watch out.
What happens when boxing's past and present collide? Not under the bright lights of Las Vegas, but in the middle of Dubai International Airport. The answer: chaos. Terence "Bud" Crawford and Floyd "Money" Mayweather, two names linked to greatness in their respective eras, came face to face in the most unexpected location. And instead of handshakes or mutual respect, Crawford threw a punch. Yes, Bud swung on Floyd Mayweather at Dubai Airport. The footage instantly flipped the boxing world upside down. But this wasn't just a random altercation. This moment connects directly to Floyd's rumored professional comeback, his potential fight with Mike Tyson, and the ongoing debate over who truly deserves the greatest of all-time crown, Crawford or Mayweather.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
So let's break everything down. How the incident started, why Floyd may have provoked it, how Canelo Alvarez's name keeps surfacing in this story, and why this could set the stage for the biggest fight in modern boxing history.
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior welterweights, bring them. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
Witnesses say the tension was immediate. Floyd Mayweather was moving through the VIP section of Dubai Airport, surrounded by his usual entourage. Terence Crawford, who's been everywhere since shocking the world by defeating Canelo Alvarez, just happened to be there as well. At first, it was just stares, then words. Floyd flashed one of his trademark smirks and reportedly dismissed Crawford's win over Canelo as overrated. Bud, never one to hold back, fired back. Entourages crowded in around both men. Security rushed toward them, but the shouting continued. Then it happened. Bud let his hand speak and landed a punch on Floyd. Phones came out, fans started screaming, and within minutes, clips of Crawford's punch were trending worldwide. The airport turned into chaos, with both groups clashing, heated arguments breaking out, and security pulling everyone apart before things spiraled completely out of control.
Let it go. Chill.
Hey, knock it off! Fucking hand up! Hey, knock it off! Don't ever disrespect me! Don't ever disrespect me!
This was more than just a fight. It was symbolic, because this wasn't simply two fighters running into each other. It was about legacy, ego, and the crown of boxing greatness.
I was excited to see Bud perform the way he performed against Canelo. I think boxing needed that fight. I think Bud showed up in the way he was supposed to. I think Canelo did as well, and the respect between the two men is what boxing is supposed to be. I can't talk about all the eras of boxing because I haven't seen them all, but I've seen Hagler Hearns, I've seen Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. Like I've seen all of those things, and those fights were wars. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer I've ever seen. He's the most skilled boxer I've ever seen. Bud, and this is just my opinion, is the baddest man I've seen wear boxing gloves. And here's why I say that.
RC.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it, right? The best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend. And there's no fear in him in the way that he's attacked gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years. But no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras equally.
Hold up, limitless, take a stomach cap, pinning it. I fought the head to witness it.
So why did Bud swing? Simple, respect or the lack of it. For years, Floyd Mayweather has acted like no fighter who came after him deserves comparison. Whenever fans asked whether Crawford could beat him, Floyd laughed it off. He called himself the best ever and brushed Bud aside.
I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that.
And here's the kicker. Canelo Alvarez himself, the man who fought both Floyd and Crawford, said Crawford is better. That stung Floyd deeply because for years his proudest achievement was dominating Canelo and labeling him easy work. Now the same Canelo is publicly praising Bud. For Floyd, that was too much to ignore.
A win over Canelo puts you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation.
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
Here's where things get even deeper. Just days before the airport incident, Floyd Mayweather made headlines in an interview by hinting at a professional comeback. No more exhibitions, no more easy paydays. He wants back in the pro ranks. And the one name he's been eyeing? Terence Crawford. It makes sense. Crawford is the face of this era. Floyd was the face of the last one. The GOAT of yesterday versus the GOAT of today. If Floyd wants to prove his throne is untouchable, there's no bigger fight.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
So when the two finally crossed paths, it wasn't just about trash talk. It was decades of ego colliding head-on.
I feel like we done seen Crawford on his, have his best performance that he has ever had, versus Canelo. So it's like, whenever you try to compare Floyd's performance versus Crawford's performance, me personally, I believe that Crawford did a lot more. But if they both were to fight each other, if you would have put Floyd in his prime versus Crawford in his prime, who would y'all pick? For me personally, it would be so hard because I feel like they fight very similar but very different.
And let's be honest, Floyd isn't stupid. He knows how historic this matchup would be. For Bud, it's risky. If he beats Floyd, critics will say Floyd was old. But if he loses, his entire legacy takes a hit, remembered as the man who couldn't beat a 47-year-old Floyd Mayweather. For Floyd, it's all upside. If he loses, people will shrug and say he was past his prime. But if he somehow beats Bud, it becomes one of the greatest statements in boxing history.
So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound, you or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that? Me?
Oh shit! Okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
But before Floyd can even think about a Crawford fight, he has another mountain to climb: Mike Tyson. That's right. Floyd's next scheduled bout is an exhibition against Iron Mike Tyson.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. You know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions. You know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after one.
On paper, this looks like pure entertainment. Tyson is well into his 50s, and Floyd is still active and sharp. Logic says Floyd should cruise through it.
A fight that fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to Mike Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an exciting event.
But boxing doesn't follow logic. One Tyson punch can change everything. If Floyd gets caught and knocked out, even in an exhibition, the Crawford fight is over. But won't fight a man who just lost to a nearly 60-year-old Tyson. Fans won't demand it. Promoters won't push it. Floyd's aura would be shattered.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the fuck is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but that's
why the Tyson fight is far more dangerous than it appears. It's not just about Floyd getting hurt. It's about his entire comeback plan collapsing. And here's another twist. Crawford doesn't even need this fight after beating Canelo. Bud's legacy is already secure. Fans and analysts are calling him an all-time great. His resume is complete. He dared to be great, moved up in weight, and dethroned boxing's biggest star.
It was recently said that you're going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather. Why the hell did he agree to fight you? That seems like a bad decision by him.
Well, listen, I was minding my business. I'm flying my birds, tending to my children, and he's the one, he came with the sign. His name was on the contract signed already. And he was talking really bad and nasty to me. So I was like, God damn. I thought we were friendly, talking crazy. He's all right.
That's got to be such a cool thing for boxing fans, though, Mike, to have two of the all-time legends in there. Are you excited just to see the thing of that like it was with you and Roy?
Nah, man, we want to get him, man. What you talking about? Start talking crazy, like kick his ass.
He doesn't know what he signed up for.
Yeah, I thought it was the exhibition. He's talking crazy.
So he's like, but Mike, come on, man. He can't be doing anything to you. Like, that's a bad decision by him.
Hey, he made a good money choice.
He could retire today, hang up the gloves, and still be remembered as the man who shocked the world and conquered every challenge.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence Bud Crawford.
Fighting Floyd is more about money than legacy. Even if Crawford wins, critics will always say it wasn't Prime Floyd. The Prime versus Prime debate will never die. That's why some insiders are urging Bud to ignore Floyd's call-out entirely. He has nothing left to prove.
I saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him.
You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul, Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course he is.
But let's be real. If this fight happens, it's dangerous for Crawford, not physically, but in terms of legacy.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's.
Beating a nearly 50-year-old Floyd, Mayweather won't silence critics. Losing, however, could be devastating. Bud would go from the king of boxing to the man humbled by a retired legend. For Floyd, there's no downside. His reputation is bulletproof. For Bud, everything is on the line. And that's why this airport punch meant more than just a heated moment.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah,
his IQ in that
The
sense
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta
Can't
have
say
an
that
OG
about
somewhere.
anybody
though.
else.
There's an OG somewhere.
Somebody
gotta
pioneer,
right? Yeah, you gotta. There's an OG you can't outfigure out somewhere, and I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't outfigure.
It was the first domino in a much bigger chess match. At Dubai Airport, Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather finally collided. Bud threw a punch. The internet exploded. And suddenly, the debate over who truly is the greatest boxer of all time feels more alive than ever.
You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
But this isn't just about one punch. It's about Floyd hinting at a pro comeback, about his risky Tyson fight, about Crawford's place in history after beating Canelo, about 2 boxing eras finally crossing paths.
Floyd versus Triple G. Listen, man, Floyd didn't fight him, and Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same thing, except for Floyd fought a few times at 154. I'm not faulting Floyd for not fighting Triple G. I totally get it. I'm just saying that upper echelon, the reason why I will always have Sugar Ray Leonard over Floyd is the crazy, the insane part of it. What Terence Crawford is talking about doing, he ain't saying, let me meet Canelo at a catchweight. Canelo's undisputed there. Let me go get him.
So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.